Hey everybody, welcome to November. It's Crystal B from crystalbastrology.com, and I wanted to just put together a quick little hello November and give you some of the highlights of the month ahead. November, of course, is Scorpio season, and it's very scorpionic out there. As we head into this month, we have Mercury going retrograde as of October 31st in the sign of Scorpio, and he will continue his retrograde until November 20th. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we're really going to be getting to the hearts of our matters. We're going to be feeling the feels, and we're going to be diving deep and really making some new discoveries. And feeling passionate along the way, because that's really one of Scorpio's main traits is their passion. They also do love to maintain control, but I probably can bet that there's going to be some things that will happen in the coming month that will be out of our control. But because of the energies in play, we're going to try to figure out a new plan. And that's usually what happens with the Mercury retrograde. We tend to we go in with one kind of, view, and then we come out with saying, I looked at that maybe in the wrong way, or I'm going to look at things a little bit differently. So we're going into November in one way, and we're going to come out in a totally different way. So as we're kicking off the month, we've got all of this Scorpio energy around us. We have the Mercury retrograde. We also are going to be experiencing a pretty volatile combination on November 5th. Mars and Pluto are going to kind of really go at it in a square, and that's going to create some volatility and some power struggles. So be on the lookout for that. And just, a lot that's in play here is about where do you have power and where do you not have power. You have to kind of really own up to what's in your corner and what's not, and just know when you're fighting a losing battle. So just kind of keep that in mind around the 5th of November. Another thing is that on November 11th, we're going to have a really rare transit of Mercury. This only happens 13 times in a century. And if you look into a telescope on this day, you'll actually be able to see Mercury transiting across the sun. And it is a powerful thing when that happens. It really creates a big stir. We are in the retrograde, so probably going to, potentially have some travel disturbances, miscommunications, weather patterns may be a little bit dispersed. So expect a high energy on that 11th, and that will lead us, of course, into November 12th, which is the Taurus full moon. And that is going to be a push-pull between the signs of Taurus, which is about safety and security, and Scorpio, which is about desire and passion and also fear. So you're going to be feeling a push-pull between those kind of energies at that time. So definitely mid-month is, you've got some volatility there. On November 18th, we're going to have Mars, our fighter planet, enter the sign of Scorpio. And Mars is really well placed in Scorpio. So again, I think that as we go through the retrograde and we reassess things and really kind of put together the moving pieces, there's a new kind of momentum that is going to start building. And so we probably are going to be feeling that around the 18th and then on. On the 20th, that's when Mercury will go direct, which is a really good date to look forward to. That's when things really start to come together. All of the pieces start making a lot more sense at that point. On the 22nd of November, we're going to have the sun enter the sign of Sagittarius, which is the sign of optimism. I love Sagittarius season. It's really going to kind of start to lift our spirits and really get us ready for the season of thanks as well as the holiday season. And it's also kind of brings us more into social mode, which is kind of fun to look forward to. On the 24th, this is a major hotspot date. We're going to have quite a bit of mixed energy On the plus, we have Jupiter and Venus colliding, and that typically is a sign of optimism and love and abundance, but there's going to be a very volatile combination between Mars and Uranus, and they're going to be staring each other down. So that creates some accident-prone energy. That also creates anger. Very important for you to not be looking at things with rose-colored glasses at this time, to be real and to be honest about your situation. And even though Jupiter and Venus are very much about love, especially in the sign of Sagittarius, I really think it's a good idea to just make sure that you keep in your side of the corner and not go into any situation too forcefully, because that Mars Uranus is really going to be creating some risky business and things that are kind of out of our control. Finally, on the 27th of November, we're going to have Neptune is going to be going direct, and that is going to be heightening emotions. And right before that, I actually forgot to mention that we've got our Sagittarius new moon, and that is happening exact on November the 26th. And that's giving us a dose of optimism and a dose of being able to see the big picture and having all of these events of November come together, so we can kind of look out and see what our big picture is. And again, emotions will be high because we've got Neptune that's stationing direct. Oceans of emotions is what I like to think about what I like to say when Neptune, stations either direction. But it's always better when he goes direct. And in the United States, November 28th is Thanksgiving, the season of thanks. So as you round out your November, you're going to be thinking about your basket of gratitude, having an attitude of gratitude. And despite all the things that may have not gone as you had anticipated in 2019, there are always many things to be thankful for. So it is important to kind of think about that. So on that note, I'm going to round up the November, kind of hot spot forecast. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck with where all of your November revelations and discoveries and trials and tribulations. Good luck with what all of it reveals. And lots more information in my member horoscopes. Feel free to check it out. And always feel free to connect with me on my social media. I've always got lots of fun things happening on Instagram especially. See everybody next month. Bye-bye.